and welcome today. Something different for a Zerkaa Thursday. I saw Harry do this live on stream.
Welcome to another Scamming a Living video.
I found it really interesting, and likewise, it also did very well. So, the game is the game, you know, and you gotta play the game. So the concept is simple. It is ranking every single Sidemen video that Zerkaa, myself, has made. Every Sidemen Sunday is administrated or taken by one of the Sidemen, and it is their job to kind of plan it, organize it, liaise with the editors, any bookings that got to get made for it, and it's their job to kind of like put it all together whilst talking to the boys, planning out the creative. So there is a total of 18 videos that I have made for the Sidemen channel since we put these rules in place. So I'm gonna go through in chronological order and rate them from absolute banger all the way down to yellow card worthy. Before we do go any further though, I'm currently on 4.32 million subscribers. We're about to hit that, while your boy Memeless is still there on 4.36. So we're closing in like 40,000 away. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe, and let's catch up Memeless and let the Sidemen boys overtake the E-boys. Like what? That can't happen. First off, we have Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Now at its time, this was quite like a big video because this is when we first started planning out game shows properly, getting all the props in. Obviously Deal or No Deal I think was the first game show we did, correct me if I'm wrong, but that was planned by all of us together. It's nothing great. It's either like meh or decent. There's nothing too special about it. These days it'd be a game show filler. I'm gonna go meh. Next up we have Sidemen Weakest Link with Ethan as Anne Robinson, or the host. So contrary to popular belief, you may have thought that it was Ethan's video, but it was actually mine, and I got someone outside to plan the questions and give them to Ethan so I didn't see them. But this is a funny video. It has a lot of good clips from it. I'm trying to completely ignore and forget how many views each one has. I'm not gonna do any research and look up, this one has 17 million views, therefore it's good. I'm basing it on purely how I think the video is from my memory. So I'm gonna go decent for Weakest Link. And I could be wrong. By all means, if you wanna do your own tier list, I'll put a link to this tier list down below and you can rate them yourself. Next up, we have Sidemen Olympics, which I believe is now called like, how fast can the Sidemen run 100 meters? It didn't perform that well. This video, one, was quite costly because I think we got, for the first time, got like a production crew in. We've got a brand new production crew, which we never used before, and it wasn't Con or anyone. So I think the camera work, and it's actually quite, this is not a diss to Con. At its time, I feel like it was quite high end compared to what we normally do. But obviously now we've improved massively. I think this video is good, but it didn't do that well. I remember that the main feedback and gripe from the audience was that we got True Geordie and Lawrence to commentate over it, which is kind of like unfair on them, because sometimes when you bring someone from outside the Sidemen to do stuff, it either goes really well, like if Steven tries, or it goes really badly. And I think it goes really badly. Just there's a lot of comments saying, oh, we'd been better without them commentating. She's got JJ to commentate or something, which I understand. So a lot of it ended up just being them mugging us off, which is fine and funny for some people, but for others maybe not. Also, funny story, in this video, there's a drone shot of the 100-meter race, which I did. So I had to get the drone up in the air, put the camera in, make sure that it was in the right spot where I thought this is where we're gonna run, obviously the track, but make sure I had it in the right spot where I thought the camera would work. And I had to quickly run back to the starting line and leave the drone and the remote on the side, and then quickly just go, right, let's go, 3, 2, 1, let's go on the run, the sprint. This is also Josh in a pretty prime slim phase, to be honest. I think I was very slim back then and tanned after my lovely holiday, but I'm gonna put it in decent. I think it's all right. It didn't do that well, but I like it. I think it's all right. Has all great London 2012 graphics, like it's all properly animated. It's cool, but maybe these will move around the more videos we do. All right, next up we have Sidemen pumpkin carving. Honestly, lads, imagine a Sidemen Sunday in 2021, Sidemen pumpkin carving. And that's it. That's the whole concept. Nothing else to it. It probably isn't even that long. Honestly, the video was saved by the fact that Harry cut his thumb, and the thumb now is even Harry cutting his thumb. It's an alright video, but it can't go meh, and it can't go indecent. And even as a video, it's yellow card worthy. Like, I'm sorry, but it's just not. From what I remember, it has some funny moments. Sometimes I look back on these videos and I go, oh, what do I prefer more sometimes? Like the Sidemen Sundays, where they're really like low production and kind of like messy, but they're very funny. Or sometimes Sidemen Sundays, which are like super high production, maybe with like 30 different camera angles. What do I prefer sometimes? I don't know. I guess that's one for you guys to answer. Next up, we have, I've done some stinkers, you know, like I get a lot of credit for some videos that I've done. There's also some stinkers that I produced, but sometimes you just hand in this video and you have no choice but just to do it. It's like, sometimes you can't polish a turd. Sometimes the actual concept itself is a stinker. And no matter how well you plan it, you ain't gonna turn it into a good video. So yeah, Sidemen, James Charles makeup tutorials. James Charles at the time was popping, so it was like a good trend to try and cop on. We all did each other's makeup. I did Harry's, got Harry going, hey sisters. And it was weird that we did it. We have our document where we rate ideas. So we're putting in ideas. Let's say we put in Sidemen drink water for 24 hours. All 7 of us would then give it an individual rating out of 10. So let's say I give it a 9, Harry gives it a 7, etc. Then you get a total score out of 70. And then that gets sorted into like a table of all the best ideas at the top and all the worst ideas at the bottom. And I'm pretty sure the James Charles one was at the bottom, but for some reason, we did it. And I don't know why. It does have some funny moments. JJ plays like a nice character. I'm gonna put it at bottom of meh, but I think it may go into yellow card worthy as well. There may be a few in yellow card worthy. We need to get some quality and absolute bangers in there ASAP, otherwise we are hooning up the gaff here. Okay, next up we have Sidemen Family Fortunes. Oh dear. Now this video caused some drama, to say the least.
Name a dead YouTube channel.
Deji.
Oh, wow, that's family. That's family.
So maybe I'm at fault because I invited Randolph. Maybe I'm actually the root cause. But maybe if Simon's reaction times were faster, that whole beef wouldn't have been an issue. And there wouldn't have been any more diss tracks and that whole beef that occurred. It's a funny video though. I'm gonna put it above Olympics in decent. It's a decent game show. I think we could do it again, like Sidemen versus Beta Squad. Maybe Sidemen versus like an American crew. Could be like Mr. Beast, could be FaZe, could be anyone. I think that could work as a concept again and be just as good. Okay, so then we have Sidemen One Question Go. I don't think this was my decision to take that video. I was given it just because I set up the Discord server, honestly. And this is where it's weird sometimes with the Sidemen stuff. That One Question Go video is worth the same amount as a holiday, regardless of the fact that the holiday probably takes about 100 hours extra of planning, if not more. That's the way the cookie crumbles. I guess that's the way the cookie crumbles. But yeah, One Question Go, I mean, it's a video that sits on like a channel like mine or a JJ channel where it's not supposed to be a bang, it's supposed to be very like casual and common, but I don't think on a Sidemen channel it was that great. I guess it had some funny moments in it. When I now envision Sidemen Sundays, maybe this is what we've gone wrong with. We've like kind of set a standard for ourselves, and I think even the audience set a standard for ourselves. Where now like if a video is too short, they're like, why is it under 30 minutes or why is it not an hour? Or everyone is like stinker, even if it's a good video still, just because it's not like a top tier concept. So maybe we just like kind of set ourselves the standards that are too high. And sometimes you should do One Question Goes, make people realize, hey, we can do One Question Goes, you know? And yeah, I think that's what I want to do with Zerkaa Thursdays and make sure I don't go wrong with. I want to make sure that I never set like this constant upward trajectory where the videos always get bigger and better, because eventually I will burn out so hard. Like I already do a lot of stuff anyway, and like with Sidemen stuff we do so much. So to add bigger and better videos to Zerkaa channel as well would be a mess. So sometimes I'm gonna need weeks like this where I make a tier list, or I react to TikToks with someone, or I do an eye tracker challenge, or something chill like a mukbang. I'm gonna need those weeks. So when you see those weeks, be easy on me, you know? Okay, and now we get ourselves nice and juicy. Here is where my reputation turned around. I think in university, I probably would have ended up becoming a producer. I wanted to be like a director or something, but I think a producer is where like I do best, because the way my brain works, I panic about a lot of things and I worry, I overthink a lot of things. As much as that's a bad personality trait, it's also a great personality trait with things like the holiday, because my brain overthinks so much that I'll make sure I try and get every single little element that I can, make sure it's correct. And obviously I'm worrying about it being a good video, so I'm gonna think even more. But yeah, so the first Sidemen holiday, which was not gonna be done by me initially. Initially, I was going to be in the video and none of us were going to plan it. We were going to get an external source to plan it for us. But I think after some discussions, we started to panic that what if the person planning it messed it up, didn't make the right calls, or didn't understand us well enough to know what to put in, what not to put in, and what would work for content and what wouldn't work for content. So when you got voted that, Josh, you take it, you give it a go. I think the concept kind of spawned from me and Simon chatting in the kitchen anyway. So it was like either me or Simon do it, and it was like, you know what, Josh, you take it. And yeah, we had the Sidemen holiday, and I think I outdid myself. And I think even the boys were like, oh, like this is mad. And proof's in the pudding, because the video has popped off beyond belief. So when it comes to Sidemen holiday, I think that's an innovator video in the game. I think it changed the Sidemen channel quite a lot. It's up there with one of our most videos of all time. I think it's like, or third even. So it has to be absolute banger. I can still go back and watch that to this day. I can go back and watch reactions to it. And I find it fascinating seeing how people like kind of react to each moment and how it all works. So yeah, if it wasn't for COVID, a lot more of these would have happened, and we know that. So hopefully from now, more of these will happen. And then from there, we go to Sidemen Sports Day, which I think is one of the last videos to be filmed at the old Sidemen house. A nice little thumbnail here with our big bubble heads as well, because initially the thumbnail was small heads. But looking at this thumbnail now, this rope should be changed to red so you can see it clearly. So I might go back and change that now, you know. But yeah, Sidemen Sports Day. I mean, what can you do with a sports day? Like realistically, if you're filming it in the garden and there's 7 of you, what can you really do to make a sports day great? It has tug of war in it. It had us hopping around in it. It had some extra bit. It's a meh video. It's better than James Charles, but it's a meh video. Am I really gonna have all meh and decent and suddenly just have some absolute bangers and that's it? Is that what's gonna happen? Am I harsh on myself? Let me just work this out first and then we'll look at it at the end and see if I agree with myself still. Okay, then we have Sidemen burn 70,000 calories. We did the eating 70,000 calories, which for some reason calorie videos do so well. Calorie videos or food videos are videos where you post it and then Twitter goes, oh my God, stinker, like I hate the Sidemen, like they've turned to shit. And then you go on the views and it outperforms everything you've done previously. So it honestly makes no sense. I think either Twitter is just a place full of wrong-uns or people like watching what they hate. I don't know. Sorry, Con, because you're bloody editing this. But I do like the videos where we just vlog it ourselves sometimes. Sometimes, like even with Zerkaa Thursdays, I feel like sometimes it feels a bit more raw and a bit more authentic and less like a massive TV show production, I guess. Some videos you need to have that TV production feel to them to make them the quality they need to be. But I'm gonna put this, I can't. It's calories. I'm gonna put it here. Headed millionaire, I'm gonna put calories there. Do I agree with this? I don't know if I agree with this. Okay, Sidemen Wheel of Fortune. I was the host, so yeah, I made the video. I mean, a good rule of thumb typically is the person hosting it, a lot of the time will be the person who made the video, because obviously a lot of it is a case of they have all the answers to the questions, they put together all the concept, so they need to be the person hosting it because they're the ones in charge, which is what I did here. I've not really hosted many videos, and I feel like there was mixed response to me hosting. Some people said I was a good host, and some people hated me as a host. So, as a Wheel of Fortune, nice board. We got made custom, broke many times, and Harry really broke it completely anyway. I think it's better than Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Family Fortunes is better than it. I might put it here or here. I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna go there for now. Sidemen Wheel of Fortune is decent. A lot of videos are just decent. For the first year or two of Sidemen Sundays, or the first year of Sidemen Sundays, a lot of our attitude, which has now changed, we need to do like 2 fillers, banger, 2 fillers, banger, or like a filler, banger, filler, banger. You couldn't ever just do banger, 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 because that's what I said. You burn yourself out because you're constantly trying to up yourself. And if you do that, you're only gonna lead to your own demise and failure. So like I said, sometimes you need the fillers to get the bangers, because people appreciate the bangers more because they've been used to fillers. There's a lot of psychological things going on here, you know? You gotta try to think about everything when it comes to making videos. It's not just put together a video and a thumbnail sometimes. But obviously for the past year or so, it's not been about making fillers or bangers. It's been about what video can we bloody do to survive, because it's COVID and we can't do what we want to do. So it's like ticking off ideas. Can we do this in COVID? Yeah, we could. Can we do this in COVID? Yeah. And luckily now this year with the whole testing and stuff we put in place, it's been much easier to shoot a lot more different things. Next up, we have 2 big videos. We have the Sidemen road trip and the Sidemen European holiday. They were both filmed within like 5 days of each other. They were filmed in the same week. And I don't know why that happened. I think I had to move like the road trip back due to like some delays that I had with things going on. Or someone had to rebook something. But regardless, they were both shot in the same week. So that week, as much as it was a great week, it was one of the worst weeks of my life because the panic that I went through that week, making sure every single detail was what I needed to be. And at that point as well, we were all getting ahead for JJ's obviously fight against Logan in America. So that year was a rough year. I remember getting to Christmas of that year and feeling so burnt. I think all of us were just like emotionally drained from the whole fight, like the stress of the fight and then like the euphoria of him winning and then just like nothingness afterwards. And the fact that we had shot like 6 weeks ahead or 7 weeks ahead of Sidemen Sundays. Like we were shooting something to go out in 7 weeks time. And we had shot like so many videos back to back to back. I think there was a point where we shot 3 Sidemen Sundays in 3 days and it's just like, it was draining as hell. Sidemen road trip. Now I look back on this video and there's definitely things I would tweak and improve, but I mean, again, it's in that top 6 most videos of all time. And just because something has views, it doesn't mean it's a great video. Maybe with the boys on the bad team. They drove a long way. I wanted him to get in the spaceship and the weird private jet to have a cool ending. I love the ending to the road trip, which is the firework display that I got booked. That was such a perfect plan executed where you had the fire alarm go off, made the boys panic, get their cameras out. Like, oh my God, there's actually like a fire alarm's going off. What are we gonna do? And I remember at the time, a lot of fans worked out where we were staying, had broken into the grounds of the house and was banging on the windows. So I think the boys believed even more, thinking, oh, the fans that have come in have like done something. They've like set something on fire or they've broken something. And that's why the fire alarm was going off. So when the fireworks got off, as soon as they leave the house, you can see Jaden's reaction. Like he poos himself and then realizes, oh my God, like this is planned. So that's a great like emotional movie type ending. I think it's sick. And then yeah, European holiday. I'm gonna put this to the top of the tippity top. Whether or not I'll ever beat this video, I don't know. We would have had 2 more holidays by now had COVID not happened, at least. There was 2 that were basically planned and ready to go. And one of them was booked in. It had little surprises in it, which obviously I'm not gonna give any secrets away now, because I just can't, in case it does happen in the future. And then the second one wasn't booked, but the first one was booked in, had a date ready to go. Luckily, I hadn't booked anything for it because we'd have lost a lot of money probably. That video is 2 hours, 15 minutes, I think. It was initially 3 hours long, and we had to cut it down because it was like, this is way too long. But honestly, that is like a movie, that video. And it has such great moments. Like, I like the certain moments in that I love. So credit to the boys in this, because they did like a ridiculously good job in just making it a sick video. That's what I said before. These videos, as much as they're great, like I put them together, I produced them, I planned them all. Oh my God, Josh's so great at planning. It only works if these boys react the way they do to the stuff that I put in place for them. And that's why they're so, so good. Free. I think you can clearly see here the trend of what we should be doing more of on our channel, don't you? Or at least more videos that I should be making. So yeah, after this video, things kind of changed for me on the Sidemen channel where I started taking the ones that required much more planning opposed to your like normal week-to-week ones. So that came out in like September. So next up we have Sidemen $10,000 versus $100 Christmas Day, which is a very, very funny video. Didn't bang like these ones did, but I think it was still good. I'm gonna put it quality because I think it is still quality, but it definitely isn't a banger. There are things I could have done better in it, but obviously it's much less planned out and thought out as these 3. And the concept obviously isn't as great as a holiday. You're never gonna beat a holiday realistically when it comes to that concept. You can do $10,000 versus $100, a lot of things. There's a lot of things I could list off right now. I could do it water, we could do it protein shakes, we could do anything. Any trip you can think of, any place you can think of, you can do $10,000 versus $100, and it can still be a good video. But I think the holidays will always take the cake. And then yeah, I think I had a bit of a break because next video was then the Sidemen Dragon's Den, where we got Nico and Milana in to even tries, and Nico pranked the guys, which I was in on. He made all the guys get like spicy or like chili pepper cupcakes, and then his whole pitch was that he had the keys to the safe which had the milk in. It was actually a banger video on his part. The video was actually a good video and very good concept, just ruined by the fact that Steven tries waved around the giant dick. Because the video got demonetized and pretty much age restricted, so it no longer got shown around. You can literally see the graphs on YouTube go, oh, the video's growing, video's growing, and then suddenly, oh, it's been demonetized. Okay, well, now it's flatlined, and it's been flatlined ever since. I really can't argue with it, to be honest. I can't argue. There's a giant dick flying around. We tried to blur it, but it moves around so much that we missed it a few times, and then those misses, they really messed us up. They really messed us up. I'm actually gonna put that in quality, you know. I think it's a very funny video and quite an underrated video based on viewership though, not on response. The response was very good. Viewership, it's underrated, that's all. Next up, we have Sidemen spend $100,000 on each other in 24 hours. Now the reason why I took this video is purely because I negotiated and sorted the brand deal. So that it was like, okay, it makes sense for Josh to plan out the whole video. Because what am I gonna plan other than here are the teams that you're in, or here's who's buying for who, and here's where we're meeting. That's all I need to plan in the whole video, and here's how much money you can spend, and they know that. So those videos are so easy to plan, it's ridiculous. Just in comparison to these 3, obviously these 3 take so long, like loads of meetings, loads of moving parts, got like a whole timetable and a schedule and a storyboard of how the video's gonna work. And then these ones are literally like, here is the title, here is the thumbnail, boys meet me here, this is who you're buying for, and here is where we're meeting to the outro. Again, it's just spending money though, so can I really say it's a great video? It has some funny moments in. Obviously JJ bought Toby like the necklace that was like 10 grand, that was a women's necklace. Ethan bought me a Rolex, which is ridiculous, which I've not been able to wear yet because I've not been outside. I'm rocking a Fitbit at the moment. I'll put this in high decent, and it could go into quality, but I'm gonna go high decent because ultimately it's just buying people stuff. Like I said, after these 3 videos, you'll see it just became Josh does these videos, like does the $10,000 videos and does like the videos that require more planning. Also, another video that we discussed me doing, but then like changed our minds because we wanted me to be involved in the video opposed to planning it, was the Sidemen race across the UK, which we got Vic to plan instead. Because initially it was me planning it, but he was like, wait, at some point Josh has got to be one of these videos, right? He can plan the holidays, that's fine, but for some other ones like the race across the UK, like Josh got to be in it. You can't just plan all of them. And Vic did a good job on that one, to be fair. Vic did a good job, so fair play to him. And I actually very much enjoyed myself on that race across the UK. Got a little private jet across the country, you know? I called up my private jet plug and was like, yo, I need a private jet in an hour. Where are we at, boys? So that's like a GTA moment, that one. But anyway, we move on to our final 2 videos. And they're not great. So we have Sidemen $10,000 versus like $10 takeaway, which was obviously a clear ripoff of was it Chris MD? Or was it his friend Ollie who did it first? I got given this one because on the day of it being posted, I think everyone was busy and I put together the title, the thumbnail, and I sorted out at the editor like all the things that need to be fixed in video. So I got given it, but I hardly did anything. I hardly did anything at all. But you know what? I think it could have been done so much better. I really do. So I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna put it in here. Like it's meh. It's got that special $10,000 on the thumbnail, but I don't think it deserves to have that on the thumbnail. It's letting down the series of videos. It's letting it down massively. And then the final video we have is the Sidemen Crystal Maze, which I was kind of gutted I didn't get to do. Now, obviously I had COVID in January, but I got like that bout of dizziness that I had for like a week, sometime in March was it, whenever this was filmed. And on the day of filming this, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do the task they were doing. I could barely walk around properly. So for me to go there, go down slides, sit on like a, what's it called? A bucking bronco, or what other things that JJ did and stuff, I couldn't do any of those. So I had to sit it out. The second video that I've sat out on the Sidemen Sundays this year. I think anyone's missed more Sidemen Sundays than me now. I think Vic's missed 1, I've missed 2, and I don't know who else has missed them. I'm sure you guys can now tell me. Unfortunately for Crystal Maze, a lot of the audience didn't know what Crystal Maze was. Firstly, that put off a lot of people from watching it. And then secondly, I think it could have been, I couldn't have done much better though, I don't think. I think the concept is not great. And it's hard to execute and film well, because a lot of it we had to like not reveal the secrets of the room and the game. It's hard to do that well, I think. So I'm gonna put it in decent, and I'm gonna review this now as a final thing. So banger, best video I've done for sure is the European holiday. Cannot argue that. And then the second holiday for sure. And then the first holiday in second, that makes sense. And the road trip I think is worse than the holiday. So yeah, that's what that top 3 I think perfect and expected. I don't think you expected anything different for those 3 videos. And then quality, Christmas Day. This one was different because the teams were picked based on them doing little challenges. But it's a fun video. That's where Beerus came from in JJ's Reddit. The boys met Santa. It's either this way or this way. I'm gonna go here and put Dragon's Den there. I think Dragon's Den's good. And then we have Spending Money. We have Weakest Link. Weakest Link's funny though, to be fair. I might put Weakest Link there. It was a funny video. And I think it's better than the second one we did recently. So Spending Money, then we have Family Fortunes. That was Falabi, right? Doing the whole hosting. The Olympics, I think Crystal Maze is better than Olympics. I think Wheel of Fortune could be better than Olympics. Oh, is Carrie's better than Olympics? It can't be. It can't be. Oh, it could be. It isn't that funny. It's not that funny. That's the thing. The Callie's really funnier. I don't know. I'm gonna leave it like that. I'm just gonna firm it. I'm leaving it like that. I'm gonna link this down below. Let me know what your order is. What we can clearly see here is I need to get back to making more videos. And hopefully now this whole COVID thing is coming what seems to be an end, or at least it's getting easier for us to do stuff in. Hopefully you'll see much more of this stuff coming back and my tier list looking much more top heavy than middle and bottom heavy, which it currently is looking like. Like I cannot imagine posting this in 2021. I just can't. It just wouldn't. I just can't see it happening. They would be on more Sidemen, and some of the more Sidemen videos recently have been better than a lot of these. So that sums it up as well. Like we're constantly on the grind and trying to improve. But yeah, that is it for today's video. If you're out there and you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you guys on Money Credit Monday. And until then, bye.
I'm a Mercus, bare excitement, like it's a circus. Wanna see more exciting things? Check my YouTube channel on Zerkaa. If you hear something in my bar you think I didn't even know that I said, boy, better know when I'm on the mic and I speak, better know that I said it on purpose. That's right, I'm a Mercus, saying it again.